I think that she might feel that she's ready now to move on to somebody even richer.
Angela Levin, 5 years ago, I broke the story of Megxit. But can we now say that this has been one of the biggest disasters in royal history?
Yeah, you can say that. Absolutely. Why not? I think that it's worked much better for Meghan than it has for Harry. But Harry's sort of fallen down because he hasn't known how to handle it. And he's listened to his wife telling him how wrong everybody is. If you look for the darkness in somebody's behavior, you can build up masses. If the grayness, you can build up masses. If you try and look at it that, they didn't really mean this, or I'm not used to them, you can actually survive. But I think that he hasn't been able to do that, and that he's very lost. Meghan is very negative. We've seen that with her own family, and she does it with Harry's family, looking for what's wrong, looking for, they should have been paid for that engagement, making things look horrible, and thinking that they're against them. Whereas if you say, look, this is very hard for me to handle because I haven't been here long. Can you tell me, what's good, what's bad? But she knew or pretends to know all that. And Harry has to dislike the people that she dislikes. I think that's how he's felt. And maybe he's changing, I don't know. But I think he's lost everything, really. And I think too much medical help for his mental health problems, it doesn't help either, because he hasn't seemed to let go. I think when you have to, if you drink too much, you have to decide you're not going to before you can get better. And I think that this is similar to this. You have to want to move forward, and that way you can get better. But if you want to keep on hanging on to the back, going back for a long time and saying William had 5 sausages and I only had 4, if you keep on about things like that, you're not going to get anywhere, and the therapists can't make any difference. I think you have to want it, and I don't think he's been able to understand what that is. And so, to keep on grumbling and to go back so many years and to keep on finding fault is not going to help him. You have to try and live with it. But as for Meghan, she really wanted loads of money and to be extremely well known around the world, which is exactly what she's got. I think that she might feel that she's ready now to move on to somebody even richer. And because she is known very well, although she doesn't take herself off the red carpet quickly, does she? She can stay there as long as possible. She stays there as long as possible so people realize who she is. She goes up and hugs people and kisses them and makes them feel that they're the only ones ever in her life. And so she's okay. There's been no sign of gratitude, not even for her wedding, which was 31 or 32 million pounds. She found mistakes. She didn't want that. She wanted something that was very simple. It was much too much, but she was screaming for it. She has no respect for anybody, really. She seems to get on well with her mother, but other than that, that's about it. The rest is phony. When she has a friend, she loves them. She hugs them. They're wonderful, and then boom, she
Gone.
doesn't need them anymore. Gone. So I
Absolutely,
think
like
she's done
Jessica
okay.
Mulrooney. Ditched.
She's
Jessica Mulrooney. Ditched.
Yeah, she's done okay, and Harry absolutely has not, because he doesn't know which area to do and how to work and all that.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is you're completely right. She got everything she
It's not a
wanted.
problem.
I mean, what? No, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I'm completely agree with you. But she got everything she wanted. I mean, complete baloney that she didn't want a big wedding ceremony. She just wanted a little quiet wedding. Absolute rubbish. I mean, we saw her first wedding to Trevor Engelson, but how ungrateful that in the Oprah Winfrey interview, they actually not only moaned about the wedding, but created this complete fantasy that in fact they had been married secretly away from the public, even though we were paying for the whole thing. But that was just another lie. It was full of lies. This interview is one of the biggest car crashes. Oprah Winfrey lost all credibility after this interview. Angela Levin, I used to be a fan of Oprah Winfrey many years ago, not after this, because she did no journalism whatsoever. She was a propagandist for Harry and Meghan, and it's damaged her career. So she has been a big victim of Megxit as well. But Angela, the thing I think that has been so difficult for Harry is that his causes have only gone backwards as a result of Megxit. As you say, for Meghan, she was a D-list Hollywood actress who no one really knew, who appeared in suits. Okay, she is much more famous, much more successful, living in a much nicer house, which, let's be honest, that's what she wanted. For Harry, his only real successful project remains the Invictus Games, but even that has gone backwards because he no longer has the help of the Royal Institution to make it the success that it was initially.
But also Meghan's interrupted it,
Yeah.
and she's given the speeches. I mean, she came in 2023, and I think she said she was quite late, and she said, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm late. I had to give my children milk aids, and I had to take the other one to school. Oh, it's so busy." So, that is not how you behave at a place like that. And then actually marching in front of some of the people who have been damaged physically or mentally, having run run something and done well. And she went on walking in front of them as if she was at a sort of dress rehearsal for somebody showing off all their clothes. And she was doing da 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 as she walked along, which was very mockery. And she was wearing very, very short shorts. And that's really disgusting in something like that. You have to dress appropriately. You don't do that in front of several soldiers who have been wounded. Sort of terrible. And I think that they're thinking about how to deal with that. But, I think he's like to work with children still a bit more, but he can't seem to do it very often. And he does once a year, once every 6 months. And this is going back to what he used to do before. And so it's very difficult. His friends aren't interested. Some of them wouldn't have anything to do with him because of how he's behaving towards the family. And also the soldiers don't like the way Harry and Meghan is behaving towards the Queen, because they also give so they are there for the Queen. And so they don't really want to be part of something that is no longer supporting the Queen or now the King. And it's difficult. I think he's very, very lost.
He is incredibly lost. And that's the problem, Angela. He doesn't have the same level of respect from the public, far from it. I mean, if we just look at this in a straight numbers fashion, this is where I feel I can justify saying Megxit has been one of the biggest disasters in royal history, because Prince Harry went from being the most popular member of the royal family. I mean, I always thought that was ridiculous, but he
Much
used to
loved.
actually, much loved. Some of those polls, Angela, some of the YouGov survey actually showed him as more popular than the late Queen Elizabeth II. He certainly rated higher on the popularity ratings before he was with Meghan Markle than Prince William and Catherine, the Princess of Wales. Now, let's be honest, the only people who are really less popular than him are his own wife, Prince Andrew, and sometimes Beatrice and Eugenie. He's one of the least popular members of the royal family. There has never been such a immediate fall from grace.
Yes, because he has been very rude. He's
Oh,
told lies, and he's also been foolish by saying what drugs he took in his book and how many soldiers and the enemy, when he went out to Afghanistan, how many he shot. And people know that that is very dangerous for him to, first one, to stay in America, the second one, not to be attacked or have people looking as an opportunity to attack him. I can't understand how he ever put that there to make his life so difficult. And I would love to know who did it. I don't think he did it. I bet you he didn't read it all afterwards. I just wonder who hasn't helped him out of that, because I think the country is furious with him for doing that, and to do that and then attack the high courts about what they should do and what they shouldn't do.
oh yeah, of course. And also, Angela, for me, I think it was the stress he put through the late Queen Elizabeth II and and
Oh,
Prince Philip in
yes,
their
of
dying days.
course.
But Angela, can I just show you his popularity tracker now? First, though, hot flashes, sleepless nights, weight gain, joint pain. I know a lot of you are dealing with or have dealt with these symptoms, especially the women in the Outspoken family. Obviously, I've not experienced menopause. That would be genetically impossible. And you know, I'm all about the science. But I have heard from so many of you about the challenges that come with it. So today, good news. Many of you will have heard me talk about Verso before. I've been taking their product all throughout last year. It was absolutely transformative for me. But today I want to focus on the amazing women out there, especially those dealing with menopause or perimenopause. This phase of life I know can be tough, but Cellbean by Verso is designed to target those symptoms head on by addressing the root cause. It's formulated with ingredients that are proven to increase NAD plus levels in the body. That's huge because NAD plus is what keeps your cells healthy and energized, but it drops off as we age and especially during menopause. Here's the thing. Boosting NAD plus can make a big difference in how you feel. Women who've taken Cellbean are reporting some pretty amazing changes. Hot flashes disappearing, more energy, joint pain release, weight loss, and mental clarity. I've even heard from some viewers who've told me their periods have come back or have become regulated, and they feel like they've turned back the clock on aging. The ingredients in Cellbean have been shown to balance hormones without going the traditional hormone therapy route. It also helps with inflammation and metabolism, which is especially helpful for managing weight and keeping you feeling your best. Plus, these research-backed ingredients have been shown to improve bone health, which is crucial for postmenopausal women at risk of osteoporosis. What I love about Cellbean, and I think you will too, is that it doesn't just mask the symptoms of menopause, it tackles the root causes of aging, helping you feel stronger, healthier, and more energized from the inside out. If you haven't tried it yet and you're ready to take control of your health and feel more like yourself, click on the link in the description on YouTube and Rumble, or head on over to buy.ver.so/outspoken. Make sure you use the coupon code outspoken at checkout and you will save 15% on your first order. So if you're tired of the sleepless nights, the hot flashes, or just feeling off, give Cellbean a try. It's already helped so many of you, and I'm confident it can help even more of you feel better too. So I'll just repeat the address. That's www.buy.ver.so/outspoken. Use the coupon code outspoken. But now, back to the show. It's the type of thing that would make a PR professional absolutely cringe. Look at that. That is a disastrous gap. So this is YouGov. They do rolling polling, but this was all post Megxit. But look how low it's gone. So his fame remains huge. 99% of the British population are, of course, aware of Prince Harry, but his popularity rating, Angela, down to 27%.
Yeah, well, people are, they don't want to be treated by somebody like that saying things like that about the royal family, or any family. I mean, sometimes I've been in a taxi going to work or something like that, and the guy would say, I wouldn't do that with my family. I wouldn't wash their dirty linen. No chance, mate. And it's not just about the royal family; it's just normal behaviour which they don't like, and they sort of wipe him out. They don't want to know anything more about him. So, he has blackened his position within the royal family and within anybody who cares about their own family. And he's not really done anything about it. It's a very, very difficult
Yeah.
place because he wants to get the king to apologize to how they were treated about Meghan. But I know he tried very hard to help Meghan when she arrived, as did Camilla. She did an amazing meal for her, and Camilla and Meghan barely said a word and wasn't interested. Uh, just
Yeah. And I mean, Charles walked her down the aisle, for goodness
yes,
sake.
exactly.
Angela, let's just, can we just dive a little bit deeper into these figures? Because I find it really fascinating, actually, to look at. I mean, if you look at popularity, even though she's no longer with us, Queen Elizabeth II is still far and away the most popular royal, followed by Catherine, Princess Anne, Prince William, King Charles, Zara, Sophie, Prince Edward. So look, this is how far we have to go down. There's Camilla, 49%, the Duke of Kent, the Duchess of Kent, Lady Louise, Princess Eugenie, Princess Beatrice, and then you get to Prince Harry, who is now, because when it comes to senior royals, no, let's just be honest about it, they do some great work, but no one is really very across Princess Alexandra and the Duke and Duchess of Gloucester. The reason they are quite low down, Angela, is simply because of name recognition. So
Yeah.
the only senior well-known royals below Prince Harry now, his own wife, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, with a 23% popularity rating, and then Prince Andrew, the Duke of York, with a 14% popularity rating. It is extraordinary, given he used to top those lists.
Well, people see through things, don't they? I mean, I think it's always wrong to assume that the public are stupid.
Mm-hmm.
They can see through things very clearly. You don't have to have degrees. You don't have to learn lessons. You have an instinct, and you know if somebody is really, really not behaving properly. Well, you see it, and you can hear it, and you watch it. Um, and if somebody offers you a huge wedding which you wanted, you say, "Oh, that was wonderful," then you can go off and not see them again if you don't want to. But to say it's awful and then go on and on and on because you want more and more and more is just shocking.
Angela, you obviously spent all of that time with Prince Harry writing his biography. He craved happiness and contentment. But what I find so striking about Megxit is that actually these days he seems to hang on to the negative. All of the court cases, all of the slagging off of his own relatives. So actually, Meghan hasn't provided him, and Megxit hasn't actually provided him that emotional nourishment that he claimed to desire.
Yeah, I find that odd, really, because I think, if you have two children, one of each, you're jolly lucky. And actually,
Yes.
if you don't like your family, you've got your own family, you've got a new family, and the enjoyment that you get and the feeling of small children who know that you are daddy or your mummy or something, you can't explain how amazing that is. Obviously, it's hard work, but it's a whole new life. And so he could have turned to have this new life and to be incredibly happy, and found other things that he wanted to do. He was a very good father. I saw him with loads of different children, small children, and in Africa as well as in the UK. And he's brilliant with them, and they love him. And funny and naughty and nice naughty and doing all that. But now, why doesn't his family, his alleged family, some people think I should say, are giving him what you need? I mean, look, not everybody has a happy family life. You're very lucky if you do, but if you then can make one in the next generation, so you can have much happiness
Yeah.
if you try.
Exactly. But if you run away from your problems, very, very often they continue to haunt you. And I think Harry ran away from his problems and thought that cutting himself off from the people who actually really loved him, really cared about him, really knew him, was going to allow him the opportunity for a fresh start. In my view, Angela, actually, he's just haunted by it now because he spends every day thinking about his past, trying to come up with ways that he has been wronged. He is the ultimate victim. And the thing is, it's very, very odd for someone with the level of privilege that he has, Angela, and that he has had for his entire life, to try and present himself to the world constantly and consistently as a victim. That's not to take away the trauma of losing his mother at a young age. But Angela, many ordinary people have to go through things just as tragic, and they make it work because the way that you move on with your life is by making it work, and they have to go out and look after their family, provide a living for their family, keep a roof over their head. And I think sometimes with Harry, it is that intense privilege that means he doesn't actually understand what the real world is about. We can't all afford therapy sessions week after week after week. We actually just have to go on with our lives and make it work. So I look at Harry now in his Hollywood palace and actually think it's become a prison for him because he's trapped by his past.
He is trapped by his past, but surely if he's got a partner, that partner's job is to help him get over it and to work very, very hard to make it different. And the children, you don't have to expect them to work very hard. They're just full of beans and loving and kissing and, enormous fun and very, very funny. So they can help too. So you have to allow yourself, if they are there, we don't know, so many people come up with different stories, but, but then you have to put a lot of yourself in it as well. And if you can't do that for 25 years, then William is a wonderful example. It was his mother. He was in the most terrible state, but he's done very well with his life. It's not time to talk about William, but it's actually he has shown her by what he's been doing about people who don't have homes and all that. He wants to please her in his own way by doing good things that will make him happy. And so it's very, very different.
Exactly. There's a way to deal with a loss like that positively. There's a way to deal with it negatively. And Megxit, unfortunately, was incredibly negative. And when Harry says, oh, this is what my mum would have wanted, no, it's not. No, it's not. Angela Levin.
Can't know that.
No, indeed. Absolutely fascinating stuff, Angela. Really great to do these deep dives, although I'm looking forward to having you back live next week for all of the latest royal news in our uncancelled after show. Angela Levin, have an amazing weekend. Thank you so much.
It's been good fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Angela. Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please click on my face just to the bottom left to subscribe to this brand new independent news source and turn on the notification bell so you'll be alerted to our brand new live shows, uncancelled interviews, and special royal episodes. Outspoken is also now available as a podcast, so you can listen to the show every weekday on the go, wherever you are.